As we have discussed yesterday, like we have seen, like here, if you see, these are the micro instruction. Okay, so this is one instruction. So to execute this one instruction, multiple micro instructions are required, right? So these micro instructions will be executed by the control signal. Okay, because you have to make this pin PC out and the MAR in, so that whatever uh, the address there at program counter, that will be loaded into the MAR in, right? So what you have to do, whatever the address in this PC register, you have to uh, upload that address into the MAR in register, right? So we have to set this pin PC out and MAR in, right? And then you have to put whatever the address is there, that onto the data bus, the address bus, right? So, and after putting that address on address bus, that will be read from the memory, right? So all these are the multiple micro operations required for one operation. So, and how this micro operation will be executed, based on that instruction, multiple micro operations are created, and these micro operations will be executed by the control signal. So the control unit is required. This control unit generate a control signal for the instruction, right? So yesterday we have seen how we can implement this control unit by using a hardware. By the name, we can easily understand here whatever the different methods are there. In every method, we have used hardware. Okay, so we have seen these different methods yesterday, like state table method, delay element method, sequence counter method, and PLA method. So actually, practically these methods are very big. You will find one unit on one method, but uh, comparatively you can remember, and by the diagram you can explain. So today we are going to discuss about microprogrammed control unit. So yesterday we have seen there are two types. One is hardware and the second one is microprogrammed. So by the name we can understand hardware, it means we have to use a hardware over there, and microprogrammed, which is in between your hardware and the program. So here, but the control unit is generated by the program. This is the main concept here. Where control signal is generated by the program. So here this control unit is made by the micro program. So obviously the hardware is required, but it is in between hardware and the software. That is the microprogram control unit. So actually these microprogram control unit, micro instructions are stored in a special memory called control memory. So in the micro uh, program control unit, whatever the instructions are there, which is stored in a special memory that is called control memory. So as we have seen, for example, the instruction is this MAR, so memory address register, this R3. R3, what it means? Whatever the address or data is in the R3, that will be loaded into the MAR, right? So for this instruction, this is one instruction. In this instruction, what we are doing, whatever data at this register, that will be loaded into the MAR. Okay. So this is the instruction. So what kind of control signal will be generated for this instruction? So we have to set this MAR register pin as in. So here we have to set as in and R3 out. R3 out. This type of signal that we have to generate. if you want to load R3 data into the MAR in, right? So in microprogram, it will be done by the programming. So this method is implemented by using a programming approach. So to do this, like to set MAR register, set pin in, and R3 register, set the pin out. So how actually we can do this by using the programming in microprogram control unit. So it is done by the programming approach. So sequence is carried out by executing a program consisting of micro instructions. So we have seen. So for the one instruction, there are multiple micro instructions. And how actually it will be executed? It will be executed by the sequentially, one after another. By this way, the execution will be done. So now, for example, here is this is the micro program. Now let us assume this is the micro program. In the micro program, you will find there is a memory address, control field, and address field. So this memory address hold the address. So it starts from the zero only, right? And these are the control field. Control field having these are the different bits. So this control field generate a control signal based on the microprogram. And this microprogram is stored in the special type of memory that is a control memory. And as you know, if you want to read a data from the memory, what we require address, right? So here, whatever the micro instructions are there, which are stored in the control memory, and we can read these instructions by the memory address. Okay, so start from the zero. So at the first address, these are the pin set. These are the like C1, C2, C6, C8. This pin set. So when you read this first instruction, so that time you will move to the next field. That is address field is what 001. So where is this 001? Here is this 001. By this way, actually, you can move from first address to the second address. And for the second address, what is there? There is a micro instruction. At this second address, this is the micro instruction. And for this micro instruction, what kind of signal is generated? Like C0, C3, C4, C5, C8, and C10. So for this instruction, this control signal generated. Okay, so this address read, what is the next address? That is 0010. So where it is 0010? Here is 0010. So for this 0010, C0, C1, again C5, C6, and C9. These signals generates. And so on and so forth. The instruction will be executed one after another. Right. So this one micro instruction consists of can you understand by this previous example what are the things which consist in one micro instruction, like one or more micro operations to be executed, and the second one is address of next micro instruction. So here you will find the address of next instruction and the micro operations that is to be executed. Okay, so yesterday we have seen just a minute. Okay, so yesterday we have seen about the hardwired control unit, and today microprogram control unit. So what are the difference in between hardwired and microprogram? If you see what are the advantages in microprogram control unit, microprogram can be changed easily. Yesterday we have discussed about hardwired. Hardwired, obviously the hardware is used over there, and gate or gate, right? So different gates are there. So whatever the signal is generated, which is hardwired, right? So you cannot change easily in hardware. If you want to make it change, obviously it is very difficult. But if you want to change in a program, yes, you can easily change in the program, right? Second one is flexible. In hardwired, it is not flexible, right? If you want to make it change, if you want to use it for the another program, it's not possible. Like if you want to, like the second, like better in terms of scalability than hardwired. Scalable. Like if you want to add a feature in program, yes, you can add very easily the feature. But in hardware, if you want to improve it, it is difficult. Flexible, like suppose we can consider one example. Like suppose if you are adding two number and you are displaying that numbers. This is the instruction that for this instruction you have encoded a control signal, right? Now, suppose if you are developing a calculator, so that time in and if you are using microprogram, what we can do, we can use that control whatever the for whatever the control signal that you have the program written for that control signal for the respective instruction, that control signal we can use for the calculator program, right? So like this, it is flexible in the microprogramming, but it is very difficult in hardwired, right? But with this, there are some disadvantages. For the microprogram control unit, there are what kind of disadvantages? Like in hardwired, we have seen hardwired is a faster, right? But your microprogram is slower, right? Why? Because uh, we know in hardware that is the hardware is there which is static, and whatever the input is giving, you are giving to that circuit, you will get the output accordingly. The control signal will be generated for that. But here the it is like a program, so it is logical is there. So as per the logic, the control signal will be generated. So obviously it your microprogram is slower and your hardware is faster. The second thing that we have seen in microprogram, that is the memory required, right? We have discussed like to in microprogram, your micro instructions stored in a control memory. Obviously, to access that control memory, a circuitry is required. Hmm? And because of that, the cost increases. Right. So disadvantage is hardware. Cost is more because of the control memory and its access circuitry. Right. So in the microprogram control unit, as we have discussed, each instruction points to a corresponding location in the control memory. Like as we have seen, all the instructions stored in a control memory, and we points to a instruction in a sequence one after another in the control memory. So the control register is then read by a sequencing logic that issues a control signal in proper sequence. So here we have seen how it is reading one after another and it issues a control signal in the proper sequence. As per the instruction, we are reading one after another and it is generating a control signal. There is an instruction register, IR. Like here is the IR, instruction register. We know like PC to MAR, MAR to IR. The instruction loaded into the IR, right? So instruction register, the status flag and condition code. Here you could see. instruction register is there, status flag is there, and condition code is there. So instruction register, status flag, and condition code are read by the sequencer that generate the address of control memory location for the corresponding instruction in the IR. So here you could see this is a sequencer and this sequencer reading the address from the IR, status flag, and condition code, and it the generate the address of control memory location. So from this sequencer, we are getting this address of this control memory location for the corresponding instruction in the IR. For example, like IR having this multiple instruction at the corresponding location, and this sequencer reading and generate a address. Then now the next page is like control address register, right? So here we have seen this is the address file, right? So control address register is stored in the uh, this control address register that select one of the location. This control address register select one of the location in the control memory having a corresponding control signal. So this control address register select one of the instruction having control signal. It means the instruction that going to execute. Now from here, now he has selected one micro instruction, right? What will be the next task? The next task is control memory. So these control signals are given to the micro instruction registers. Now the control signals are given to the micro instruction registers. That micro instruction register, here you could see the micro instruction register. So after the micro instruction register, a decoding is required, right? So it is decoded, and then after decoding, this signal is given to the individual components of the processor of external devices, like a control signal within a CPU, control signal within a system bus. In this way, actually, the control signal generate in the microprogram control unit. Now, in the exam, you may ask about the wikis control. In wikis control, you have to remember this diagram. In the wikis control, actually, this wikis model is called wikis microprogrammed control unit. So this wikis microprogrammed control unit is the first working model of microprogram control unit, and it was proposed by wikis in 1952. That's why the name is wikis control model. So as we have discussed earlier, there is a address field, and obviously the control signal generates. So that is, we can say that is a control field. So mainly there are two fields. One is control field and the second one is address field. So in this wikis model also you could see there is a control field and address field. We have seen there is a decoder is there, there's CMAR, the control memory address register is there, IR is there, and the starting address generator. Starting address generator we have seen which is started from the 0, right? And uh, as per the bits, the respective control signal will be generated. For example, there is a bits like C0, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, right? And then, for example, A2, A1, A0. So A2, A1, A0 is what? These are the addresses. And these micro instructions are encoded here in the control field. For example, C1 and then C5, C6. So 156, this bit set, and the address is for 010, right? So here, then the control information, like this is the control information. Control information is what? 01 triple 011 010. This is the control information. Wait for a minute. Hello, क्या बात कर रहे हैं? इसमें क्या मना मैडम का मेरे को चेक करूँगा. हं? नाही नाही मी अपडेट केलेलं मग चुकून दुसरं पाठवलं गेलेलं असेल. थांबा थांबा. हां. अच्छा. हं, हं, हं. बाकी कसं काय गं? So the control signals generates, and uh, here this microprogram control unit get the micro instruction address by the address field. Right? Based on here by the address field, the control signal generate. It means the control as per according to as per the control information, the pin these the control bit will be activated. So thus after execution of the instruction, the next instruction to be executed is one which is to be addressed. Like zero. Hello. Hello. हाँ बोला मॅडम. नाही नाही कंपन्यांचे नावं नाही सांगितलं होतं मॅडम, होऊ शकत नाही ना ते. हम्म. नाही नाही पहिली आपण ती 400 वाली डिलीट करून टाकली. हे एवढ्या रिक्रुटर्स आहेत म्हणजे खूप पॉझिटिव्ह पॉईंट आहेत ना एवढ्या कंपन्या आमच्याकडे. दोन मध्ये करा का? मॅडम पण लेक्चर चालू आहे माझं का? Okay, so we are discussing about this wiki control. So whatever we have discussed here, like there is a memory address, in the control memory, and from the control memory, uh, at this address there is a micro instructions are there. So for the micro instruction, a control signal generated. It means C1, C2, C8, C C7, C8. These are the signal active. Signal active. It means like here, if you are seeing this, here you will get this kind of signal, right? 0, 1, 1, again 0, 0. Like this kind of signal generated for the micro instruction. As we have seen, what is the use of this signal? This signal set the pin as per the micro operation, like uh, MAR in, R3 out. This kind of activity done by this control signal. And after reading this first instruction, it moved to the second instruction. The same thing is here. You will find these are the control field and these are the address field. So to control field tells the control signal which are to be activated, like we have seen C1, C3, C5. It the control field tells like C1, C4, C3. This field should be activated, and the address will provide the address of next micro instruction to be executed. So from here, actually, the respective pin will be activated, and from the address field, get the address of next field that is to be executed. So in Wiki's control memory is organized as program logic array. So here you will find this control memory is organized as a program logic array. As we have seen in control memory only, the all the micro instructions are loaded. So the control memory address register. So this control memory address register can be loaded from an external source. So how actually this address will what the this micro instruction loaded this micro instruction loaded from the external source, that is instruction register. From the instruction register only, the instructions are loaded into the control memory address register, as well as a form of the address field of a micro instruction. A machine instruction typically provide the starting address of microprogram in control memory. So this machine instruction typically provide the starting address. So what is the starting address from which micro instruction the execution start, which is provided by this starting address generator. Okay. So on the basis of starting address, so whatever the address is provided, for example, 000 or 001. So on the basis of this starting address from instruction register, decoder activates one of the 8 output line. So as per the address, there is a decoder. What the decoder will do, this decoder will activate this one of the from the 8 output line. This decoder activates the multiple line. So this activated line in turn generate a control signal. Obviously, these lines are activated. So these lines generate a control signal. And the address of next micro instruction to be executed. So after generating a control signal, there is an address and next micro instruction will be executed. So this address is once again fed to the CM, this control memory address register, resulting activation of another control line of the address field. So actually from here we are choosing a next address, and according to the address, this decoder generating a different uh, this decoder activate a different line, and after activating a different line, a different control signal will be generated. So this cycle is repeated. Now this obviously this cycle will be repeated till the execution end, right? The last instruction achieved. For example, here is the example. So, so this line is activated 000 because of the address of this is the next micro instruction. This is a start address. That is, it is started from 000. And at 00 address, there is one micro instruction. Based on this micro instruction, these line will be activated like 0, C0, C2, 4, and 5. This line activated. So after activation, it will move to the next instruction. So next instruction get from these this the next instruction is what 001. So at 001 for 001 there is another instruction. For that another instruction, C1 and C3 activated. So after activation of this execution goes on. Next, after next instruction, so and so forth, the execution goes on like 001, then 010, 011, like that. Okay. So it is very simple. If you could understand the exactly hardwired control unit and their types and microprogram control unit, the explanation is almost same. Okay. So whatever we have discussed for the first concept, the same you will find in the wikis control. The same thing you have to write in wikis control. You can use a different diagram to explain the wikis control, wikis microprogram control unit. Okay, so we have discussed the hardwired as well as microprogram control unit. Let us discuss their differences. So already we have covered all these differences. Will recapture it like hardwired and microprogram. So speed. We have seen for hardwired, which is fast, and microprogram is slower. So hardwired control unit is faster and microprogram is slower. Cost of implementation, hardwired, which is more, and microprogram is cheaper because here you can easily, it is scalable. You can easily add the feature, flexible, but at the same time, in hardwire, if you want to add, the cost increases. So cost of implementation is more in a hardwired. Implementation approach in hardwired we have seen there is a sequential circuitry is there and or gate this kind of uh, uh, gates components are used to develop this hardwired control unit and sequential circuit is there. But in microprogram, there is a programming is there. So control signal is generated based on the program. So here the approach is programming. That's why it is a microprogram. Flexibility. We have seen flexibility in the hardwired. It is not flexible, difficult to modify for new instruction. But in program obviously it is a flexible. New machine instruction can be easily added. Ability to handle complex instruction. Okay. So obviously it is difficult to uh, create a circuitry. It is complex task. Obviously, to if it is a complex instruction, it is difficult in hardwired, but in microprogram it is easier. Okay. Again, design process. Design process in hardwire it is complicated. Obviously, it is complicated. Multiple components that you have to adjust, and in microprogramming it is systematic. Decoding and sequencing logic. In hardwired, it is complex because again you have to decode the instruction and accordingly you have to sequentially generate a signal. But in microprogramming, which is easy. Application we have seen RISC microprocessor and CISC microprocessor. So in hardwired, so RISC use hardwired and CISC use microprogram. And accordingly, you will find in RISC which is faster and CISC which is slower. Instruction set size. Instruction set size is small in hardwired, but it is larger in microprogram control unit because again you have to uh, trans translate your instruction into multiple micro instructions. So here is the large control memory in hardwired. Obviously, it is absent because you know there is no program. You no need to load your instruction into memory, but in microprogram it is present. The memory is present over there. Control memory. Chip area required less. Microprogram more chip area required because of the obviously the memory is there, data bus is there, access mechanism is required, so more chip area required. Okay, so this difference that you have to remember, and by this difference you can easily explain hardwired control unit and microprogrammed control unit. So uh, we have seen the microprogram control unit is having the more applications. It is used at many places. So we'll discuss few applications of microprogramming. Like the first one is in, so if you could remember only this title, you can easily explain. Like first one is in realization of control unit. So actually it is widely, this microprogramming is widely used nowadays to implementing a control unit of computers. So in the computers, you will find the control unit is implemented by the microprogramming only. The second one is in operating system. So microprograms can be used to implement some of the primitives of operating system. So in operating system, you will find there are some kind of operations are there. This kind of operations are executed by this micro instruction, by the microprogramming. So this simplifies operation, system implementation, and also improves the performance of operating system. So actually, to improve the operating system performance, you will find at many places use a microprogramming. Third one is high level language support. We know what is a high level language. In high level language is language like it is like an English language, right? So it is again you have to convert your English statement into the machine level language. So that time also we use this microprogramming. So in a high level language, various sub-functions and data types can be implemented using a microprogramming. And this makes a compilation into the efficient machine level language possible. Right? So you will find some functions as well as data types are implemented in the microprogramming in higher level language. So it's support for the higher level language. Again, is in micro diagnostics. By the name, you can easily understand. Diagnostic, it means this microprogramming can be used for detection, isolation, monitoring, and repair of system errors. So we many times we have to detect errors, we have to monitor the system. So we can diagnose a system by using this microprogramming. So this known as a micro diagnostics. And there's significant enhanced system maintenance. So that time also we use this microprogramming. The next one is in the user tailoring. In user tailoring, it means by using a RAM for implementing control memory, it is possible to tailor the machine for different applications. And the last one is in emulsion. Emulsion refers to the use of microprograms on one machine to execute program originally written for another machine. This is so actually you are implementing a program on one machine and you are executing a program on another machine. So that is the emulsion. So that time also we use this microprogramming and you will find it is widely used if you are migrating from one computer to another computer, that time this emulsion is required. So these are the multiple applications of microprogramming. So as we have seen, we have to, these are the, we can say these are the instruction or the operation. And for this operation, multiple micro instructions are generated. Like here, if you find the operation is what PC out, MAR in, right? So data you want to load from PC out to MAR in. So actually, this all the instructions for the fetching operation. We have seen this part, how the instruction fetch, first program counter having the address of instruction that is to be executed. So that instruction loaded into the memory address register, right? So from the memory address register, then the data bus will be activated. And for the respective address is loaded on the address bus, right? So read signal is generated to load the data, right, on the address bus. So the clear, the Y register, set C in pin because at the memory location you have to read the address, right? So here this part we have seen. So whatever the data is there at memory, M is what at memory, that data is loaded into the memory buffer register, right? So as whatever data address is there at MAR, so that data, for example, this MAR is 10, so and this is the memory, and at 10th location, at the 10th location, A is there, so that A is loaded. This is the memory. Okay, this is the memory that loaded into the MBR. Okay, so that data is loaded into the MBR. So again, for to this kind of operation, again multiple operation micro instructions require like Z out, then PC in, wait for memory fetch cycle. Okay, so after reading this, the PC is incremented by 1. PC is equal to PC plus 1. Okay, and after increment is done, because as the instruction loaded, the PC incremented by 1. So here the PC is incremented by 1. The next is whatever the data is loaded into the MBR, whatever the instruction loaded into the MBR, that will be loaded into the IR. Again, for to do this operation, the micro instruction, the first micro instruction would be MBR out, and the second one is IR in. So in this way, the multiple micro instructions generate. Now, how you can understand? So in the next tutorial, we will see. Okay. So I will give you this kind of operation, and you will have to write this micro instruction. And later, actually, I will explain what kind of how to actually write this micro instruction. But to write this micro instruction, you have to remember this diagram. Okay. Here, actually, I have explained the page cycle. See, the same instructions are there. I have explained this part here. Again, for the execution and how you can understand what are the different micro instructions required, you can understand by this diagram. If you are referring this diagram, you can easily understand how the multiple micro instruction we have to generate for these different types of operations. We will practice on these type of micro instruction.